The Drama for Life theatre company has presented 2 new plays that explore identity, gender and sexuality. The plays titled Girls and Gals and the other Lefa both interrogate the myths surrounding gender roles in modern South Africa. Lefa tells a story of 4 boys entering puberty and explores their struggles to become men, while Girls and Gals looks into the development of female identity. Well, to tell us more, we are joined in studio by Ste and Sheree, who, of course, are just going to take us through what we can look forward to. It's great to have you both here on Morning Live. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, now I'll start with you, Ste. I mean, Live Up is a play that explores what it means to be, a boy growing into a man, and looking at the challenges that one goes through as they try to find themselves in a society that dictates how a man should be like. Just take us through what this play is all about and what it means to you.
So the journey is around that boy child becoming a man.
Yes.
And for us, the question is around what is this man idea that we have in this country? What is the idea of being the African man? So we're questioning the gender role. We're just testing out the sexuality of what it means to be a man. And the questions that we have delved into are based on our own journeys and journeys that we have seen, because there is no definition of what a man actually is. Yeah.
Take us through your actual role and what are some of the lessons or things that have really piqued your interest, that have almost forced you to sort of introspect, not only with yourself, but to just take a look at the world around you and think and start to think differently.
So my main question that I always look at is sexuality, this idea of sexuality, and how do we navigate that sexuality phase in terms of being a boy or even being a girl. So for me, my role within the production is questioning this idea of how does a person very young have conversations with the elders? How does one have a conversation with themselves saying, this is who I am, this is who I feel like sexually, So it's those questions for me that I'm very interested in. Yeah.
Sheree, just take us through what themes are, interrogated in Girls and Gals.
So Girls and Gals is a very gentle production around 4 young girls growing up, developing into women. It takes the audience down the rabbit hole of the development of her, essentially. Questions around early puberty and what changes my body experiences, what questions do I have, and who's informing our young woman. So where do they get their information from? From their mothers, their fathers, their aunts, their teachers, their doctors, and then essentially their friends.
And who should girls listen to as they go through life, as they discover themselves or develop in their bodies and in their minds? Who should we find information from? Because especially looking at these digital times that we live in, girls will go onto Google in search of answers if they feel embarrassed to ask certain questions.
I think that the play doesn't answer that. The play doesn't say these are the people that you should get information from. But what the play does do is that it certainly provides information. And it rather states or claims that young girls shouldn't be afraid to ask anyone, to ask their doctors, to ask their mothers, to ask their teachers the honest questions.
And how do they, how would you rather encourage young South African girls to sort of be true to themselves, even with the information that they might get? How do they get themselves to say, okay, I've got all this information at my disposal? Sometimes it can get a little confusing. How do I listen to myself as to what is right or suitable for me? Especially when we're young.
I know. I think that, firstly, they should all come and watch this play.
Yes.
But it's a difficult one. For young girls, body image and growing up and body changes is a big thing. Who to listen to? I don't know if there's an answer for the young girl, but rather to listen to yourself, to understand that you're on a different journey. That comparison is not an important thing and not a good thing as a part of them growing up.
Stay, I want to talk about the core message of the production that you're involved in. What would you say is at the core that you would like to spread across South Africa and the continent as we continue to just grapple with what it is to be a man, what information we get, how we treat others, especially women in the South African context especially?
I think for us it's really about finding your own footsteps. So with Lifa actually means legacy. And how do we break that legacy of violence, of gender-based violence? How do we create our own voices as boys? And I think for us what's really important is this idea that as boys now, we have to learn things differently. Because when we reach adulthood, then those mistakes have already been created.
Yeah, and it might be too late.
Yeah, so for us, it's that voice, that footsteps of creating your own, yeah.
All right, so where and when can people come and catch these productions?
So, Lifa
And Girls and Gals,
yes.
we're presenting them as double bills. They're going to be on at the Wits Theatre Complex, at the Downstairs Theatre specifically. We have 3 more shows. It is the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th of October. Tickets are 85 Rand for the double bill, 60 Rand if you just want to see one of the shows.
Yes, and it's discounted for students.
Yes. That's awesome. So just to wrap it up, what can people look forward to?
A theatre company that is presenting vibrant new work that addresses the youth.
All right, powerful.
Challenging work, yes.
Challenging work, and that's the thing, we need to continue to challenge ourselves, right? So we can just get better as a people. Absolutely. Lady and gent, thank you so much for coming on the show. I will certainly be there at the Downstairs Theatre at Wits to catch this and learn a couple of things myself. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that was Ste and Sheree talking to us about the 2 new drama for life plays titled Lifa, as well as Girls and Gals. The plays explore sexuality, identity and gender, and are currently showing at the Wits Downstairs Theatre. Make sure you get your tickets, and you heard that discounts for students, so make your way there and catch those great productions.